Hello
Hello,
guys.
guys. Welcome to the final episode of our Ireland series, which is I Wish I Knew These Five Things Before I Moved to Ireland. In this video, I'm going to cover five major points that I think I missed myself, and I want to let you know all of that. So, the very first point that I'm going to cover is the documentation that you need. Second point that I'm going to cover is related to the food and the clothing items that you should bring from India and that you should not bring from India and which are easily available in Ireland. Third point is about driving license, and the fourth is about Irish healthcare, and the fifth is Irish culture and etiquettes. Please stay tuned into the video till the very last because I'm going to share some very essential tips and tricks which will help you settle into Ireland seamlessly. Thank you. Point number one,
Documents.
documentation.
Yes. So major documents are basically IRP, which is your residence permit, PPS, which is equivalent to PAN card or your taxation document, whatever you want to consider. And third one is your bank account. So there is a lot of anxiety among students and working professionals, in terms of how to say. So most important document of all, I think, is PPS number, and it is equivalent to your PAN card in India or any taxation document anywhere else in the world. And the way to apply for PPS, it's very very simple, guys. First of all, you need to have a reason. Why do you need the PPS? Most common reasons are you need a job, you want to study, okay, or you want to apply for a driver's license permit, okay. So you can give either of these three reasons to while applying for the PPS. If you are giving the reason that you need a job, you might need to show employment letter, okay. If you are saying you need to go to a college, just show them your admission letter. And lastly, if you want to apply for driver's license, just show them your appointment for learner's permit, test, and then you can easily apply for it. Second document that you need for PPS is your passport, okay. And third one is your address proof. Now there is a lot of fuss around address proof because so many people are misled that they need to have contract and all those things. If you have it, well and good, but it is very common for newcomers to live as a sublet, and basically they don't nobody has contract at that time. So what you can do is you can take any utility bill from the person you are staying with, okay, and get a letter signed from them stating that you're living with them. That's it. That's the only requirement for PPS. Once you have these documents, apply online, go visit in person, apply for it. They will give you the number straight away, in the meeting itself. And second most one is your bank account. So as a student, you can open student account in any of the major banks. Some major banks are AIB, which is Allied Irish Bank, Bank of Ireland, Permanent TSB. So you can go for any of these. We have our account with AIB because we felt like the process is the easiest. So for student accounts, all you need is your letter of attendance from the university, okay. That will also act as your address proof, your passport, okay. And that's the only two.
Visa, probably.
Yeah.
You might need to show the visa, but that is
Yeah.
covered under the passport itself.
Exactly. So you might not need any additional documents. Okay. So like opening up a bank account is like very. Lastly, IRP. I'm not saying it is not important or it is least important, but the reason why I'm saying that at last is because most people know the process around IRP. So I'll just give you a very quick rundown. You can use your bank statement as your address proof while applying for IRP. That's your number one supporting document. You need to get your passport to the center. Okay, if you're living in Dublin, you can go to Burke Key GNIB center. It used to be called GNIB, but now it is IRP. If you're living outside of Dublin, you might need to go to Garda Station. But I think they have recently changed some laws for some other counties as well. And I think that is for Kildare and Meath. If you're living in those counties, you can apply online for in the Dublin office. So the supporting documents that you need for IRP is your insurance, health insurance. Make sure you fulfill the criteria. Your passport, obviously, your address proof. Okay, so you can apply for it, and major thing they need is 300 euros. That's what they're after. So go with these documents and you'll be fine. And your IRP will be delivered to your house by post. Point number 2, which is
A lot of times when we are packing for such a huge step in our life, we tend to pack some nonsense stuff which we definitely do not need, and it creates a lot of clutter when you move and you have a very small space when you come. So these are just few things that I personally think that you should bring from India and you should not bring from India. And I have divided it into the categories of food, clothes, and essential goods, as Shashank said. So in terms of food, first of all, Ireland is a very nice country and very budget friendly as well when it comes to groceries. So you do not have to worry about any kind of like fruits
but
or
in comparison to other European or American destinations,
Yeah,
it's not that cheap. But if I compare it with any other country which we have been to, it is slightly cheaper.
Slightly cheaper, yes, of course. So you don't have to worry about any vegetables or any kind of fresh fruits or something like that. But what I would suggest you to do is that when you're coming and you need, 3-4 months to settle down into Ireland, and of course you want to take care of your nourishment as well. So make sure that you bring MTR or any kind of ready-made meals that are easy to prepare here. And second thing that is very, very important is that do bring your dals, like lentils, whatever is your favorite, just bring that at least
Yeah.
2-3 kilograms, because the worst quality of dal that you get here is from the Asian stores.
Exactly.
So in my 7 years of living in Ireland, I have never bought dal. I bought once. I did that mistake. I will never ever buy again.
Yeah.
So dal, make sure you bring, and dal goes, like lentils, they live.
Variety.
It's a huge like thing, and you can eat it daily, with different variety, and then it just lasts very longer. So in dry items, make sure you bring at least lentils with you. Bring pre-mixed food with you, and do not bring rice. Many people like to bring rice from India. Don't bring, because rice you get not really cheap, but like quite cheaper in
Yeah.
comparison in Tesco or in Lidl in Aldi. So
But one exception, I think a lot of Kerala people, they like that pink rice.
yeah, but that's also very cheap. If you go to Asian store, you'll still get that rice very cheaper. Whatever variety of rice you want, you will get it in Ireland. So don't stuff your bags with 5 kilos or 10 kilos of rice. You might bring 1 kilo just to last, a week or two for yourself, but don't just pack it too much.
Yeah.
Lastly, do not pack any kind of extra liquidy items, because recently our friend came from India and he packed Vim liquid into his bag,
Utensil washing. thing.
washing cleaner, and then when he came and he opened his bag, it was all spilled over. So until unless you're 100% sure that you can pack your liquids very well into your check-in bags, only bring it then. Otherwise, the liquids and everything here is like in cents. It's literally 69 cents, 59 cents. You do not need to bring all of that. It's very, very cheap in Ireland. And lastly is you don't have to worry about cooking oils if you are not very specific about mustard oil. So if you want to use mustard oil in your food, you can bring it with you, like a liter or so. But other than that, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, peanut oil, sesame oil, olive oil, and coconut oil, all those types of oils you get very easily in the supermarket, and I would say they are cheaper, because I can get a liter bottle of sunflower oil and then a few spices as per your likings. If you want to get from India, you can get those as well. But like small spice boxes, you can get from Tesco as well. They're in cents, and they are very good for students if you want. Okay, so you Ireland is pretty good when it comes to groceries, right? Like you don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about my daily needs in Ireland. It's very, very easy, and it's cheaper as well. So yeah, don't stuff your bags with unnecessary
I
items.
would advise to bring cardamom, okay, kasuri methi if you're a fan of cooking, okay, red chilies, because the quality of red chilies, the long ones, they are not so good as well, so you can bring that. And do not stuff your bag with dry fruits.
Yeah.
Ireland is amazing when it comes to dry fruits, cashews, raisins, apricots, all those.
Hazelnuts. In fact, whenever we go to India, we pack a lot of dry fruits for our second item, which I wanted to cover, is clothing. Guys, Ireland is very, very, very cheap when it comes to day-to-day clothes, and even good quality of them. There's this a chain in Ireland called Primark. It's in it's in Ireland and UK as well. And they give you the cheapest and very nice quality of clothes. I wouldn't say the quality is amazing, but you get what you pay for, and they last pretty well. All in like every, I would say a month or so, when you go to Primark or Pennies, which we call here, you go in there and you'll see aisles and aisles of reduction counters, and literally you can grab an item for like €2, €3, €4, €5. So honestly, you do not need to
Yeah.
bring a ton of clothes with you, because
Just
you
one
just
thing-
gonna
yeah.
put it into, it's gonna create clutter, because you're gonna go into Pennies, you're gonna find something very
Yeah.
cute for yourself and you're gonna buy it. So don't bring stuff from India, guys.
Yeah.
The only thing that you need to bring is like a very light jacket initially, so that you can, when you come here, you can have it with you for a week or so. But then you can of course buy a very nice quality jacket.
Yeah.
I would say, rather than buying a jacket or anything from your home country, invest that money into buying a super dry or a nice jacket in Ireland, because it's comparatively cheaper. The best time to buy all these heavy items in Ireland, but expensive side ones, is like Black Friday sale, or you can go to Kildare Village, and there you get basically you have all the outlet stores there, and it's the best place to buy any luxury or any kind of nice branded item as well. So yeah, don't bring a ton of clothes from India, guys. You'll find better options here. And then lastly, shoes as well. In India, comparison to Ireland or any other country, shoes are more expensive. But in
Yeah.
Ireland, shoes are cheap.
Quite a
The
fact.
thing that I wish I knew before I came was, oh my god, the umbrella. So in Ireland, the weather can change in seconds or in minutes, and you wouldn't know where the rain will come from or the wind will come from. So the tiny umbrellas that we get in India, they will not work here. Trust me. Do not pack them with you. They will not work. If you can get from India a golf umbrella, get one, but it's
Maybe
huge.
It's massive.
It's
You should
massive,
get
but
it
it's
from
huge.
Ireland for
That's what
sure.
I'm saying. It's huge. Do not pack it. Get a golf umbrella when you come to Ireland. It's very, very sturdy, and it works very well in the Irish weather.
I have mentioned the clip of a golf umbrella here.
Yeah.
So, guys, best website to buy this is Sports Direct. You can get very good deals on these kind of umbrellas. So go buy it from there. And maybe one thing to buy would be your raincoat. Because that also helps, especially when it is too windy out there. So raincoat and golf umbrella are like two must-haves.
Point number 3.
Which is, guys, driving license. I wish someone told me this when I was coming here, but I realized this after like 7 years here, that driving license is the most important thing. And it is not just important to drive around, but many jobs here, especially if you're working in supply chain, manufacturing, dairy farms,
Any field,
yeah,
any field
any
related
field
jobs
related
as well.
job, you will definitely need a driving license. So as soon as you come in, okay, once you get your PPS sorted, apply for learner's permit straight away. Okay, that's my number one advice to you. And it is very easy, guys. You have to give a test. It's a 40 questions. You have to you have to get 36 answers right, which is not easy. So go for it. And one of the best things that will be about getting a driving license early is the longer that you hold a driving license, okay, the cheaper your insurance gets. So by the time you will secure your job, okay, you will definitely need a car here, because there is no fun in Ireland if you don't have a car. And if you have a car, you can drive around. Ireland is amazing for road trips. Okay, so we have created other vlogs on road trips in Ireland. Go check that out if you want. But having a car is must, and driving license is literally, you should be your top priority.
And just one thing that I wanted to add is that if you hold an Indian license or any other country's license, you do not need to take 12 mandatory lessons.
Yeah.
In Ireland, you can apply for reduced EDT, and once it's approved, you only need to take 6 mandatory lessons, and that way your expense of getting a license gets reduced. All you need is a letter from RTO in India, and that's what you need to send so make sure when you're coming, and if you have time, do bring that reduced EDT required letters. I'll put a link into the description which will list out the mandatory documents that you need for reduced UDT. But do bring that, and if you do not have time for that, at least bring international driving license.
Just continuing on the driving license part, okay, so do bring your international driving license as well, along with your regular driving permit, because see, when you will be living here as a student, or if you're coming as a working professional, okay, you will be moving around a lot, so you will be maybe switching like house twice or thrice a year, okay, and when you're moving, it is not easy. Moving with buses, tram, train, it's literally not
And
handy.
taxis are very expensive.
And
guys.
taxes are very expensive. So there are like hourly rental companies here, like Yuko and GoCar. We have mentioned the links in the description. You can come here, you can sign up very quickly, okay, and you can drive for approximately like 8 euros or 10 euros per hour, okay, and that will help you a lot when you're living temporarily, you're shifting, or even if you're driving around, because as a student you do need to have your fun. Point number 4, which is healthcare, top priority.
So, guys, when you move to Ireland, and this was very different for me, that I couldn't go and walk into a clinic to get myself checked up. I couldn't go and get my blood test done. So it was
a big hassle.
It's a big hassle. It was very stressful for me when I came here and got sick, because I did not know the process. And then I was living with someone who made me talk to a nurse here, and she then guided me on the process. But like, I just want to let you know that when you come into Ireland, I think this one, and many people just forget that it's a priority, but make sure that you register yourself with a GP, which is a general practitioner. That GP will act as your first reference of checkups in any situation. Now, it could be a little difficult to get a GP nowadays because they are almost all full with patients. So you just have to call a lot of them to get yourself registered. But make sure that you register yourself with the GP. And secondly, do register with Indian Embassy as well, or your respective embassies when you come, because in cases of emergency or anything like that, the embassy also helps.
Yeah.
So yes, it's a very kind of neglected point, but I think that it's very important that you get yourself registered, because if you get sick and you need an urgent appointment,
Or even if you need medicines.
or even if you need medicine, which is prescription based medicine, you will need to go to a GP. So make sure you get yourself registered, and always register yourself to a nearby GP, not very far away from where you're living, because otherwise again it will be an added hassle to go to the clinic.
Number 5, guys, usually nobody cares about this, but we do, okay, because we as Indians, we need to take care of our reputation.
Yeah.
And point number 5 is about Irish customs
And etiquettes.
and etiquettes.
Okay, so guys, the only reason that we have added this point into this video is because, again, whenever we move out of the country or our home country, we automatically become the whole representation of our own country, okay? And the worst thing if you're moving out is, and if it happens is, if by any means you are demeaning your own country while living abroad. So we make sure at least that we present India as beautifully as possible. So that's why I'm bringing this point. So first of all, the few things that you should take care of when you come here is about the Irish culture and etiquette. So just to let you know that thank you and sorry should be your go-to words when you come into Ireland.
Definitely.
For in a sentence while talking to an Irish person, you will definitely say thank you and sorry. Million times. You get on a bus, you have to say hi, hello, thank you. You get off a bus, you have to say thank you, have a good day. And that is just very normal. If you're walking on a street and you're on your AirPods, you might just see somebody coming across from the street and giving you a smile and saying hello. Don't ignore, just say hello backwards and say hi, how are you? It does not matter if you know the person or you do not know the person. It's just what the culture here is, and it's a beautiful culture if you just merge into it.
Yeah.
So thank you and sorry should be your go-to words in your workplace, if you're walking on the streets or anything. And if you're driving, especially for the drivers, if you're driving and if somebody gives you a way, or if you give somebody a way, they will wave at you.
Like
From their steering wheel, they'll wave at you. Make sure you wave back.
Yeah.
So just these little things make a huge difference when you move here, and it just makes it so easy for us all to settle in.
Yeah.
The second thing that I want to let you know about here is the pub culture. Pub culture here is not frowned upon. It is not like a disco culture or a club culture. Club culture is different. Pub culture is different. Pub is a place of social gathering in Ireland.
Yeah.
90% of the times, if you'll go and meet someone from your work or any friends that you make, you will go to a pub. So it's not frowned upon. So don't think of it as any negative thing. Go and have fun. Ireland is known for its pub.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Even if you're non-alcoholic, right, like I am, I don't drink, but those guys will make you actually very comfortable. You can have your soft drinks, you can have mocktails. So don't worry about it. Just try to mingle up with them. They might drink, but they behave very nicely even if they are drunk.
Yes, that's one thing. Irish people are really nice. And the very, very last point that I want to cover in the...
Don't get offended. by the way.
And please don't get offended by this one, but I'm just trying to show you, and I'm an Indian myself, right? We both are Indian, so it applies to everyone, not just you guys, to us as well. And it is a very, very, very general kind of stereotype across the globe. That Indians typically don't care about their personal hygiene, which I do believe is incorrect, but I personally have had incidents with...
Yeah.
with people living with me where I got proven wrong. And I did understand why some people might say that we don't care about our personal hygiene. So it's just an advice. It's really not something that, that you need to put a pressure on. But like, I do think when you are abroad, as I said, you represent your whole country. So if you can just take care a little bit about your personal grooming and yourself, about your hygiene, I think that makes a lot of difference when you're mingling with people around. But again, it is nothing to be offended of. If you already take good care of yourself, great. If you don't, it's a personal thing. But yeah, I do think if you meet someone and you're personally you're well groomed, it just makes a lot of impact.
It makes a lot of difference on your personality.
And yes,
as well,
and
right?
and then again, it helps with the lowering the stereotype against around Indians that we people are not well groomed, which I don't like because I'm an Indian and I think I make sure that I'm always well groomed, and so a lot of millions and billions of us are. But it's just that if you can make sure this little thing, that will help us all. Guys, we really hope that you liked this video, and this is the last one in our Ireland series. The next videos we're going to start with our travel vlogs, which we enjoy so much, and we're going to share our tips and tricks of traveling, and also a few other things that we have done in the past few weeks but we haven't been able to share with you all.
Exactly, yeah.
But yes, I hope that you really like this video, and if you have any questions or if you need any help, if you're coming to Ireland, do drop in the comments and we'll try our best to reply back to you. Thank you so much, guys.
But till then, like,
Share and subscribe our channel, and we love you all so much. Keep supporting us. Thank you.
Bye.